Okay. So, last session, you guys pushed the rest of the way out of the prison, past the guards, into a massive bay that was housing two skyships powered by broomstone. You were able to activate them and fly away before the hundreds of guards were able to stop you. You flew through the night, taking a long rest, enjoying a brief moment of respite before, with the dawn, in the very far distance behind you, you noticed a sandstorm and a great shape within it. So, it is quite a ways off. You guys have a bit to attempt to navigate away from it. So, with that in mind, what would you guys like to do? I'm going to go ahead and say that this is going to be a group skill check, so everyone can pick something that they are doing to try to assist these two vessels in getting away from the approaching sandstorm. So what are you guys doing?
Okay, options are going to be to try to fly above it. It's got a big shape in it, and I don't know what the ceiling is on these things. Whether the big shape would be able to fly up out of the sand to attack us. Another option would be to look for shelter on the ground, ground the ships, and look for shelter. I don't know how much that we're going to find. And could try pouring on speed to see if we can outrun it. Do we think that we're, I don't know, at
So the question is
on these things?
So the question is, what are each of you going to do? So every player is going to do something to assist each of you in getting away from it. So each one of you needs to come up with something that you are doing.
I'm going to try to beseech my god to give us tailwind to push us faster.
I'm gonna start. Sorry, go ahead.
Are you using divine intervention? I don't know that you.
I don't have it yet. Praying aggressively.
I would say that you would probably know that that would be of little effect in this scenario.
Okay, so you need actual things. All right, then I'm casting Bless on my driver, and also giving them guidance. Wait, no, just Bless.
Is there any wind at all? That is exceeding the ship speed that we are currently going.
Are these propelled by wind?
These ships are not propelled by wind. They do not have sails.
Oh, they don't
A headwind might slow them down slightly, and a tailwind might accelerate them ever so slightly, but they do not have sails.
I'm gonna start yeeting every useless object off the side.
All right.
Maybe you the direction of the dragon.
So, to your south, you can see very distantly over the horizon what looks like changing in the landscape, more trees and other things. You've gone quite a distance in these last 10-ish or so hours. To your starboard side of these vessels, you guys can see a mountain range you recognize as the Causerane Hill. You are probably closer to those mountains than you are to anywhere else.
We should head for the mountains.
So
And I
for
think
you,
I'm gonna go with snow and start chucking heavy, useless things off to see if we can speed up our flight.
conveniently, you two are on two separate ships. So Snow is going
Start
to
with Azrael.
Snow is going to chuck heavy. She's actually fairly light. You're going to chuck heavy things off of your vessels. So Snow, can I go ahead and get an athletics check from you, and one from Javid? All right, and
Javid, add a D4.
you said you were casting it on your driver, were you not?
Bless covers like 7 people. It's a lot. There's only like 4 of us on.
Oh, I'm thinking of guidance. Yeah.
Good deal.
You bless up to 3 creatures of your choice within range. So that would be Dimitar, Javid, and me are the 3 on our ship.
Briar's also on your ship, but
Okay. So yeah,
I'm just that's just for you. That's just for letting you know purposes. So your Romney is only blessing people and casting guidance, correct?
no, it's bless. It's a concentration spell,
Gotcha.
so I can maintain it.
Let's see.
That is only for attack rolls and
Huh?
saving throws, just so you know,
Son of a bitch.
and it lasts for 1 minute.
All right. Then I guess yeehaw with guidance, because it's anything, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
To any one ability check. Yeah, yeehaw with guidance. Everybody gets guidance.
All right, Romney, can I get from you a check with your spellcasting modifier?
Love your chalice. Javid. Looks like quite the cup.
Yeah, it's made it in Mexico out of old Coke bottles,
Oh, nice.
Oh,
hand blown out of old recycled Coke bottles.
I am drinking eggnog and
Rum?
Fireball.
Nice. Classy.
It's like drinking a cake. All right.
Icy cake.
13 from Snow. 17. All right, cool. I'm assuming that Aiden and Dimitar are going to be piloting, not navigating, to be clear. You guys are piloting.
Azrael
Yeah.
will be piloting.
Okay.
They have the compass.
It is an Arcana check to fly these things. Just so you know.
do I need to re-roll?
Yep.
All right. Great.
This is a skill check to see if you guys gain or lose or maintain ground with the dragon. Sorry, the sandstorm. It's not a dragon.
I thought we said we could see it.
Yeah, you can see it. It's big.
Did we find a spyglass at all while we were searching?
Probably.
You know, in like period, I want to look at the dragon through the spyglass, see if I can make out any features or anything. Intermittently while throwing things over the side.
We get advantage on navigation checks with the spyglass.
The spyglass does not help with navigation. It helps with perception checks. It is not a compass or astrolabe or any other instrument of that sort.
That we do have a compass.
Do you?
Yeah, you said we found it last time. I found it while I was searching.
Okay. I don't remember everything I tell you guys. All right. I do not see Demetari. Check. Oh.
I'm working on it.
All right, Aiden, what are you doing?
I'm gonna attempt to go to below decks and see what I can do to optimize this broomstone propulsion.
All right.
I have my little Omni tool.
Go ahead and just give me a. I guess I'll call it an Arcana check.
Just tell it you'll give it a 96 if it does well.
And I'll add a +5 to that.
Okay. So you note that there are a number of arcane systems below decks, operating the various broomstones, kind of coordinating them. There's all kinds of like gems, inset, and things. These little like metal cables kind of running along lengths of wall, bulkhead within the vessel. What you can tell is that I don't think Azrael would have guidance. It would have only been the 4 people on the same vessel, unless.
She cast it herself.
Oh, okay. There you go. Perfect. On her, so she would have a 22,
21.
a 21. Dimitar, you got a 20.
I should have a 23.
It's a pass either way.
I'm sorry, what?
It is a pass either way.
Oh, okay.
22 or 23 doesn't matter. So yes, Aiden, you can tell that there are definitely some ways you could optimize this. There might be some gyms that are out of alignment and other things of that sort. Excuse me. Be able to place them into a position that kind of like, as you lock them in, you suddenly notice that there's this like flare of magic. The ship kind of shudders for a second and you feel yourself going ever so slightly fast. Who are we missing? I need a check from Briar.
Ah.
Do you think it would
So
be
what-
possible for her to like fly behind the ship and just push it?
She could.
I'm trying to think of like what a beefy beetle bug could do. Javid's unloading. I guess she could help Javid unload heavy stuff.
Javid definitely looks like he has it on. He's got. He's, drawing like big metal gear equipment that you're not really sure what it does, and he just hurls it off the side. On the other vessel, it seems like Snow is trying to push like one big crate that's very heavy, but it's also just one single item that's taking him way too long to move.
Oh, she could fly over there and just help him push it. We're close enough.
Sure. Go ahead and give me an athletics check for Briar. she just zips over, grabs the crate that Snow's trying to push, lifts it straight up, and then just drops it over the side, and it plummets down towards the sand below. Alright. As you're traveling, suddenly you do notice that your vessel is picking up speed, gaining ground on the sandstorm. I don't know that you guys said that you were heading towards anywhere in particular, so I'm just going to say you guys were still heading south.
No, Snow said earlier that we wanted to steer over toward the mountains.
Oh.
Causerine Hills.
Alright. So yes, you guys bank heavily to starboard and just start zipping over towards those hills. However, there's a great gust of wind. Specks of sand kind of scatter across the decks of the two ships. And suddenly they swirl into great fish that you recognize as air element. And I need you guys to roll for...
Again, I guess.
Seems like that was a really bad roll. Javi.
Yeah.
Are you driving, Briar? Yes. I know I'm not.
One air elemental on each of you. And with that, I'm gonna need Snow. It's your...
All right. Game paused. Move up here and gonna shoot at it. Oh, actually, I'm gonna do insightful fighting first. Well, that sucks.
That's a whiz or a charisma on its part, right?
It's against their deception check.
Yeah. You're not really sure. Just this like great mass of air and sand on the deck. Unfortunately, you're not really sure what it is.
Oh.
going to do.
Oh my god. It's gonna be one of those days.
Your arrow zaps towards it, and the wind swirling around it just like catches it, drives it off to the side, and it sails off into a cloud beyond the vessel. Is that the new?
Yeah, that's it.
Right there. You would have just been able to come back up to the top side after fiddling with the devices below and seeing the air elementals appear. So you do see the combat up here.
All right.
The air element is going to fly over towards Snow. Also, just so you... How high would you guys have been flying? These things have... they can go pretty...
I thought we said that we maintained, like, when we saw them coming, we kind of got closer to the ground to kind of reduce visibility on us. Or is that just in my head?
I think that's in your head.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't recall saying
Yeah.
sounds good.
Well, I mean, can we tell how condensed the sand is, like low to the ground versus up high? Because obviously we'd probably want to go where there's not as much.
Probably the altitude where we could gain the most speed. If higher altitudes had less air resistance, we would probably be up higher.
They probably would. So you guys could fly up to 10,000 feet in the air. It's pretty much as high as these things go. So
I have fallen from pretty high.
Sandstorm.
Don't recommend it.
Is breathing a thing that we need to worry about? Because
I
10,000.
think you can. I think you can breathe up to
Yeah,
like
not
20,
at
25,000. Something like
Oh,
that.
okay. All right.
Ain't
It's
good
like
for your health.
Most mountains you can climb without oxygen. It's not until you get to the really tall ones that you get fucked up, and that's like Everest is like what 28,000 feet.
Yeah, and K2's higher than that. They're not higher than that, but they're all above that. So. Can't
So
stay
yeah,
there
10,000 feet is plenty low enough that you can still breathe. Just and you'd be way above, most ground-based threats. Unfortunately, dragons and supernaturally manifested sandstorms are not ground-based threats. As Javid knows all too well, I'm sure this is stirring up a little bit of PTSD.
Yeah, it was his first thought was looking for a place to hunker down and let the sand blow over him, but that's not an option up here.
Well, also, wasn't Javid in an airship that was attacked by a dragon? I think we talked about
Oh yes, that's right, that too.
The white one?
No, it was,
Yeah.
I don't know
Blue,
that
wasn't
Javid
it?
knows the color. Was it blue? That'd be awkward, because it's probably this dragon.
So we're old buddies. Hey,
Snow, I need you to make a strength save.
It's just
And-
not my day today.
oh no.
Alright, so you would take 5th bludgeoning damage. However, additionally to that, I'm going to let you roll. So, with the cardinal directions, north, northeast, east, so on and so forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. I need you to roll a d8 for me. And this is going to be which direction you are randomly flung.
Sweet Jesus.
Literally the worst possible direction.
Are there not fucking like things on the sides of these ships to prevent this kind of thing?
Probably not. I will allow you to make an acrobatics check to see if you can attempt to grab onto the side as you fall. Because it does have a weird flared bottom that is not demonstrated by. Alright. You get hurled over the side by this giant whirl. Slam onto the flaring bottom, tumble, and then catch yourself on the edge, dangling over thousands of feet of air above the desert. And you did take 15 bludgeoning. The air elemental let a roar of excitement. The other elemental is going to move over and going to try to whirlwind her. Who's in charge of Briar right now?
Oh, I guess that's me.
Can I get you to make a strength saving?
Tough.
We're just all gonna die right here. It's fine. Don't even have to face the dragon.
Can I get you to roll me a d8?
yeah. Chucked over the side, and there you go.
Luckily, she gets lifted in the air and slammed onto the forecastle. So not over the side, luckily. But she takes 18 bludgeoning damage. You okay there?
Bless you.
I don't know why I'm sneezing so much. I'm sorry.
Aiden's turn.
Thanks.
All right, I'll raise up my armored hand and try and pull the air elemental towards me. I need a strength saving throw from him.
What ability?
Telekinetic push.
All right. What's your DC?
DC for that would be 16.
The air elemental, you like yank some of the chunks of sand out of the air, but it is otherwise unaffected.
All right, I'll move up to it, going up the stairs to the left there, and then I'll attempt to strike him twice.
All right, go for it. Both of those hit.
All right, and the gauntlets have kind of a thunderous discharge to him. He has a disadvantage on any attacks other than me until the start of my next turn.
All right.
Does it do concussive damage or electrical damage?
Thunder.
Ah, damn it.
All right. Your thunder gauntlets striking the air does a little bit of damage, but not as much as you probably hope. The air seems mostly unaffected. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
It's Azrael's turn.
All right. Azrael will attempt to punch him.
And her attacks are magical, correct?
Correct. And she'll use a key point for a flurry of blows.
All right. Those definitely all those hit. And is that the end of her turn?
She'll attempt to move away.
She disengaged.
No, she'll be provoking an attack of opportunity.
The air elemental is going to slam for 18 bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
Alright. Dotari's.
Is it safe to assume that me piloting a boat takes up all of my concentration?
I mean, yes, technically. You can set them to just go straight. Which, in the sky, is probably mostly okay. As long as you've got, the forward momentum set, they'll just go straight forever, I suppose. So you could just do that and then fight.
Free action autopilot?
Pretty much.
Alright, cool.
They will not steer, they will fly straight into a mountain.
Well, can I look ahead to make sure I'm good before I Titanic ourselves?
If you would like.
Yeah. I would like to use my eyes.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh, jeez. Can Gamby help?
Sure.
Sweet. Alright. Yeah, I needed that.
Alright. It does seem that for the immediate future, you will be fine.
Okay. Can I'd like to cast Cloud of Daggers, right here.
Okay.
Essentially, when it's in the spell's area, like on a turn or starts its turn there, it takes 44 slashing damage. So, let's go ahead and roll with it. Oh, jeez. Oh, hang on. Ignore that. That was not supposed to be at 4th level. Jesus. Okay. Alright, I'm good now.
Alright.
And that's all I got.
A wheel of daggers begins to spin within the air element.
All right. I'm going to mark the air elemental on our vessel as my favored foe, and also cast Hunter's Mark. And then I will try see if it's susceptible to being hit by arrows. Strong suspicion that arrows are just going to pass right through the thing, but that's all I've got.
Are your arrows magical in any way?
They are not, unless I manage to pick up some magical ones without my being aware of it.
Yeah, I don't think. But good try.
That's all I got. So
Your arrow
will
passes through it. Seems to have little.
try it a second time. Does a 20 hit?
It certainly does. Go ahead and roll.
All right. Let's see. We will add Hunter's Mark to that, and favored foe. And then I will use my attack feature and do a third attack.
That hits as well. Go ahead and roll damage.
And let's see. Okay, we do damage on that. So that looks like 13 on the first, and and also one more thing. The Dread Ambusher, as this is the first attack. There we go.
You definitely took some points out of it that time with those last two strike.
All right, and then that I'm going to try and step to the mast and try to hold on to the mast in case it decides it wants to fling me about.
All right. Romney's turn.
Alright, so I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon on the other side of him as I'm running towards him.
You guys leveled up, right?
No.
Oops. You guys are supposed to level up before this fight. Whoopsies.
To level 9.
Yeah. I was suddenly thinking, because my adult dragon encounter is counting on you guys being level up.
Yeah, I don't think you mentioned that before.
Yeah, we definitely did not get that memo.
TPK.
That's fine. We won't even get to the dragon. The air elementals are going to chuck us all off the sides.
Yeah. Our.
Well, maybe we'll try to take it 15.
25 hits. The 17 hit. So what is that? 24 total.
Yep.
That's a big chunk. You and your weapon just start punching chunks out of the air element.
And then I'll hunker down behind my shield and get ready.
It's Briar's turn. She just got launched.
She's gonna move right here. Or I guess right here. I don't have power to move her token. Here she goes bonking again. Well, that one hurt. Yeah, she's gonna rage first. So, I don't have. I don't have the ability to roll on her rage table.
It's fine. Alright, her AC is +1. And anyone within 10 feet of her gains this.
Heck yeah. Not me.
I wish there was a way to actually give tokens aura. Fortunately, that is not a thing that Foundry does. That I have had. Alright. But. Oh, I see you do roll for her. Alright. The first one hit for 50.
It doesn't seem to be adding in or
Plus
rage
17.
damage.
So yeah, 17. Unfortunately, she is not wielding a magic battle. But that air elemental is very heavily damaged.
Yep, that's her turn.
Alright, Snow, you're dangling over a massive fall. Though you are a cat, so you'd probably be fine. There's about 10 feet above you. You're going to have to try to climb your way back up if you would like.
Perfect. I have a climbing speed of 20 feet. Actually, it might be more than that. No, 20 feet. Alright, I'm gonna climb up.
Alright, Your claws dig into the side of the wood, and you launch yourself back onto the deck.
Alright, then bonus action to disengage, come over here and shoot at him, since I'm also a one-trick pony. That's the only thing I have that does magic damage.
You would not need to disengage, just so you know.
Alright,
It had already used its reaction.
Gotcha.
Either way, that hit for 19 damage. That is... the infused damage is lightning damage, though.
Mm-hmm. Does that mean it does extra damage to the Sandman here?
No, it's actually resistant to lightning damage.
But how? When sand gets hit by lightning, it turns into glass.
You should have told that to the designers of D&D.
Are you adding in his sneak attack damage?
I see he did 15 sneak attack damage, so it would be 29. The air elemental begins to sputter and fade.
Oh. Right, yeah. Pretty much all I can do.
On the bow of Demetari's ship, suddenly another air elemental coalesces, but this time the sand seems to harden and shift, forming armor plates atop this strangely humanoid-looking creature. In its hands, it spins a large flail made of glass. Just check something. It seems to speak a strange language. It garbles and wisps at you on the deck, but none of you seem to understand. The air elemental in front of you is going. And definitely misses, unless your AC is lower than.
Indeed, much higher than 10.
Alright, the other one is going to attack Rom. One of its strikes passes over you, grazing off your shield, but the other one passes underneath, catches you straight in the gut, knocking the wind out of you, and you take 21 bludgeoning. And Hayden.
Alright, I'll change strategy and I'll use Flame Blade to have a gout of flame come out of my right gauntlet, and I'll slash at him twice.
Alright. The first strike connects, incinerating some of the element. The second strike misses.
Alright, and I'll use telekinetic push to move Snow to the side 1 square.
Okay. Are you willing, Snow?
Yeah, but as I get pushed, I want to wrap my arm into this rigging.
Alright. If you're not willing, you can try to say it.
No, no. No, it's not the monster. I'm willing. I'm just not
And
willing
that'll
to get
be
thrown
end of
off
my
again.
turn. Well, this way he has to move completely away from me to get to you.
Azrael.
Azrael will use Toll the Dead. That is a DC 15 Wisdom save.
Unfortunately, it seems unaffected.
Right, and how high are these masts?
They're not really masts, so to speak. There's no rigging on them or anything.
So is there like a piece of wood there or anything?
Yeah, there's a... There is, like, maybe a 5-foot tall, like, center piece, but it's more decorative than anything else. It doesn't really serve as a map.
Alright, she'll climb on top of it anyway. Give her a little better view. And that'll be the end of her turn.
Alright. Hold on a second, I'm reloading the game. I realized why nothing was working. It was because when we updated to the new Foundry version, it turned off all of my modules. That's why you can't.
I was wondering why token health wasn't going.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that apparently turned off.
So that next level would have been very helpful in a dragon fight. Azrael would have gotten evasion, which would have allowed her to have better saves against the breath weapon.
Well, maybe we'll... Depends on if we get to the dragon fight this session or not, but you guys will level up. I have a sneaking suspicion we will not start the dragon fight this session.
I feel like everyone's gonna want to be there for that.
Alright. Demetari's...
Okay, still loading on my end, but I know what I want to do. So, I'm also switching tactics, and I would like to cast banishment on our little glass wielding weapon guy.
Oh. Alright.
It's a charisma save of 16. I don't know if it's going to communicate because, like I said, it's still downloading on my end.
Nope, that's fine.
Also, that means I'm dropping concentration on the Cloud of Daggers, which...
That's fine.
was...
It dealt the damage, so, you know.
Okay. Neat. Oh, can I also say, obviously, I'm checking for sky icebergs before I do this to make sure I'm still not going to bump into anything.
I mean, you can leave it on autopilot, you know, as long as you want. You don't need to, like, stand at the mast, at the helm or anything.
Right. Well, I'm trying to, like, make sure that again and not this foreseeable future, there's not going to be a mountain. I don't know.
So technically, making a perception check would be an action. So you probably wouldn't want to do that. But
Ooh.
I would say
Can I-
you probably are aware enough of your surroundings that you can probably focus on other things.
Well, 'cause I was going to advantage of Gamby, which I never do, and just have him do the perception check on his turn.
Sure. Gamby can do perception checks. You can probably leave Gamby at the helm to yell if something goes wrong. But wow. All right. Well, the Myrmidon is literally just within your range, and you point your fingers at him, and he just blinks out of existence, disappearing from the deck of the ship.
Okay. I'd like to note that if he's not from this plane, he shouldn't come back as long as I hold my concentration for the next minute.
That is true.
Boom!
And he also reappears in the spot he disappeared in.
Well, but, yeah, but he ain't gonna reappear because he don't seem
Which
like...
will be like 1,000 yards behind us.
That's what I'm saying. We're hauling. So
Yeah,
if he reappears, he just...
It's okay.
Well.
Alright. Good turn. Alright, Javid, it's your turn.
All right. Well, I want to keep going against the air elemental that I've targeted with Hunter's Mark, and so I will try doing some piercing damage on him. And I'll fire a second time with the hopes that this is proving effective. Does a 15
Both of
hit?
them. Yeah, 15 does.
And Hunter's Mark again. And that'll be my turn.
Alright. Dealt a considerable amount of damage. Both of the elementals seem to be not long for this world. Romney's turn.
Alright. Bang.
Your spiritual weapon causes it to duck out of the way. Just grazing.
That's better.
That, however, hits, and with a great explosion of sand, the air elemental disperses. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Twids to be Briar's turn.
I guess she's just gonna move to the front of the ship and then give it a look-see, see if she sees anything else coming.
Alright, go ahead and make a perception check.
Oof. She's mad about it.
Yeah, it's hard to tell exactly what's around you, with the exception there's a lot of sand, some mountains in the distance. They're getting closer, but maybe not quite close enough. Snow's turn.
Alrighty. Move a little bit away and shoot at it again.
That hit.
Good
And
hit, add damage.
your heavy crossbow punches through the air element, and it dissipates.
No, thank God.
The two ships are of foe.
Punch it.
I think
So-
we're punching as much as we can punch at this moment.
Now that the ships are empty of enemies, a minute passes. The air elemental Myrmidon does not return. Can I get you guys? Actually, think about what you guys would want to do over this next period. It's probably been 30 minutes to an hour. You guys have quite a bit of time left, so I will say you guys will be able to take a short rest, but we're going to take a little break, and then we will be...
All right. Is it safe to say
breaky break.
we level up stuff while we're on that break?
Say again?
Can I level up while we're on that break?
Sure. Yes, but you would not get any spell slots back or hit points, just so you know.
All right, that's fair.
But yes, take a quick break. All right. So, your ships are navigating through the air towards the mountains, the Kazarain Hills. There has been enough time, roughly an hour, for you guys to take a short rest. So anyone who has lost hit points or has any other things that refresh on a short rest, go ahead and do that.
We can't do it for Briar, though. And she could use one.
Sure. I can short rest her, though. I'm only going to spend one of her hit die. She's got 96 hit points.
No, it should be 93. 3 of them are temporary hit points. I don't think she clicked the long rest button last time we played.
Did she take damages?
Yeah, she took that 18-point hit before she was raging. She was down to 75.
She's at 9.
Okay.
She's just one of her. And she's cooked all 4 of her cooks. And Javid, Snow, Demetari, and Romney. Sure, Azrael, I guess. Javid, Snow, Demetari, and Azrael can have the 4 treats. So if you use a bonus action, you get 4 temporary hit points. Additionally, what's everyone's hit points?
55.
Wonderful. I gotta check on these dogs real quick.
6.
I guess anyone short by 10 or more hit points from their maximum?
Yes.
All right. She's gonna. She's gonna use one of her special foods, so she's gonna cook some stuff up during the short rest, and you can regain an additional D8.
Apparently, your world seems to take a while to load.
It does. It's really huge. I'm not really sure why.
I might be here a minute. Just letting you know. As per usual, I'm having technical difficulties.
She could make that food for all of us.
She can, but you get a D8 back. If you're at full health, it doesn't really help you.
Azrael's still down 6.
Sure. Azrael can regain another. All right, everyone ready? Okay. So, your rest comes to an end. The sandstorm has gained a little bit of ground. Not much, but it is still slowly gaining on you. Your vessels are apparently not quite fast enough to keep it out of range. What are you guys doing individually to try to accelerate the vessel or find somewhere safe to land?
I understand this might be a stupid question, but what does this thing run on? Like, is it literally just magic? Wow. Okay.
Can I look ahead to the mountains and see if I can spot a good place for us to head toward that would give us shelter from the storm and hide us from whatever's in the storm?
Sure, go and give me a navigate or survival check.
Lackluster.
All right. And Javid is trying to point you guys in the right direction, turning the ships towards what looks like might be safer harbors in the mountains, away from the reach of whatever is within the sandstorm. And can I get someone else? What are the rest of you guys?
Pretty far out of my depth, so I'm just going to guide anybody anytime I see them doing anything.
Sure, go ahead and give me another check with your spellcasting on it. And you're proficient, so.
Oh, so like a spell attack roll. Yeah.
And then can I get Demetari and Azrael to give me Arcana checks?
Nice.
Okay, sure. A 29. She's flying the shit out of that thing. Snow and Aiden, what do you guys?
Damn. Well, have we gotten everything heavy and useless off yet? Because
There
if
might
not,
be
I'm gonna
a few more
start hucking
things.
those again. Start hucking those things.
Okay. Go and give me a strength check. Or athletics.
I'm just gonna try the first one and then just say fuck it.
You guys watch as like Snow is running over to the edge, and he's got like a coconut or something. He just hurls it over the side, and that's it. Then he runs back down below decks to find something else. Aiden, what are you doing?
Have we gone far enough to the south that the rest of the trip would be walkable, or is the desert still certain death?
I mean, you're still in the desert. It's not necessarily certain death. Definitely unpleasant, but definitely. So. You guys are probably close enough that if you landed right now, it might be a day's walk to the Iron Path. And the Iron Path, it's not super well trafficked, but not that bad.
We definitely wouldn't have. We would have zero issues surviving the desert.
Yes, you would be fine in the desert, just, slow and hot and kind of unpleasant. You definitely would not be very far from relative civilization. You've crossed a considerable amount of desert. Just, these things are fast, they fly high. This is the way to travel for sure.
All right. Have I been around the party long enough to know that Azrael and Demetari have some weird relationship going on?
You probably heard them or seen them just stare at each other and seemingly have conversations. Telepathic.
It's been 5 minutes with them. You can see they've got something going on.
Yeah, there's weird shit going on with these guys. It's pretty obvious.
So I float the idea of having people jump overboard while I'm using one of my parachutes, and just allowing the ships to fly straight, so the sandstorm with the big object that's definitely not a adult blue dragon chasing them, and then we just use that cover to run away.
So you just would like put them on autopilot, everyone jumps overboard, and the dragon follows the abandoned vessels and leaves everyone else behind?
Or hear me out. We all get on one of them, set the autopilot on one, and two different directions.
I
See which
agree.
one it
Send
follows.
one.
So it
Send
has to
one of them
choose.
right back at him.
But since we have so much armor here, we can stuff them to make it look like it's got people on it, and then put them above decks, and then all of us will hide below decks on the other one, so it looks like that's the empty one.
Oh yeah, and then you have one take a left, one take a right, and they gotta pick one.
It has to choose.
Yeah.
Hope it guesses wrong.
I like that. That's a good.
I mean, these things are too expensive just to try to, just to trash.
Just to get rid of both of them. At least try to get rid of one. Only one.
Yeah.
But what if the dragon guesses right?
We will cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, I think the dragon may have a acute enough eyesight that it can see that we're parachuting out.
Right, but it might not be able to figure out what you guys are doing if you're just jumping from one to the other.
Exactly.
Right, we could jump back and forth a few times so it loses count.
I mean, we could also.
How far behind us is he?
It's pretty far.
I mean,
So
we could
who's to say
also.
he can even see us.
Yeah, but I mean, so we could like set the other one to like keep going super fast autopilot, and then we could slow down and like meander off in a direction so it looks like it's sailing free, but the other one looks like it's trying to get the fuck out of Dodge.
So what I will tell you guys is based on is anyone who gave the last perception? I suppose that's fine. Snow, you can tell roughly that the based on the rate of acceleration of yourselves, the delta between your vessels and the sandstorm, probably another at least hour before it catches up to you, if not a little bit more, just because of how fast you're going. The sandstorm's not quite. It's faster than you, but not by much.
Got about an hour till it's on us. So whatever we do, we're gonna do it now. I mean, honestly, we could point the one that's here. Dragons are intelligent. We point one of these at the hills,
Yeah.
and then we take off in the other direction, and it'll probably assume that we're heading for ground.
That's
Because that would be the smart thing to do. So we should do the opposite.
which is more likely what we're going to do anyway.
Okay, so, but I still do need, so I've got Javid, Azrael, Romney, and Snow. I need checks from Briar, Aiden, and Demetari. So,
All right. So, with only an hour left, I'd like to turbocharge the Broomstone engine with no regards to its safety for continued operation.
all right, go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Damn, just violating all safety controls, huh? Love it.
Taking it to battle short.
There is a switch labeled battle.
107%.
You're locking out the dampers.
We are doing what I consider, or what would be called ludicrous speed.
All right. You're able to energize the crystals, focusing the power into the Broomstone. And with another lurch, the engine accelerates and begins to move past and away from the other ship. All of you would be able to see this, that the ship that Aiden is on, that Azrael is piloting, has picked up speed such that it is now outpacing the other one and will leave it behind.
Well, I did roll. It's just not connecting. I got a 22.
Okay, perfect. All right. And I need a check from Briar. She could be... maybe she is rigging up the fake people on deck like you guys were asking for earlier.
Oh, heck yeah.
Alright, so from her, that would be more than likely, I'm going to call that performance check. Or deception.
Yelled down at Romney, Romney, what the fuck are you doing? We're leaving the other one behind.
Alright.
So 16 for her.
Okay. The vessel that is beginning to fall behind now has little piles of armor, like straw sacks stuffed into them, kind of draped across rigging and planks on the deck. Rough facsimiles of humanoid creatures.
Before the other one gets too far out of range, and maybe have it slow down for a second, and we steer this one off toward the hills, jump on the other one.
So you want the one that is the decoy to head towards the hills and the non-decoy to continue heading south.
Yeah. Snow's got the right idea that the smart thing to do would be to head for the hills. We want the dragon, putative dragon, to think that's what we're doing, that we're doing the smart thing.
All right. So you pull the both vessels alongside each other, moving yourselves over onto the supercharged skyship, and with your last moments of control over it, turn it hard to starboard, point it directly west, and then land over on the supercharged ship, and they begin to diverge, with you all heading south and the decoy heading due west. Time passes. Can I get you guys to give me, whoever's keeping an eye out, can I get someone to give me a perception check?
Do you get advantage because of the spyglass?
I think so. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
And guidance.
Or that D4?
Actually, the spyglasses do not give you advantage. They just allow you to see. But you got a 25, so that's okay. All right. Looking back, the sandstorm is gaining on you. However, you do not see anything within it. It seems to have grown, billowed out in all directions. And in a small brown speck that you can see in the air, the sandstorm begins to envelop it. It disappears from your view. Sometime later, about an hour or so, a little bit longer now with your increased speed, the sandstorm begins to pick up around you. It is buffeting your vessel. And with that, I need everyone who is above decks to give me...
I'll be below deck.
Okay.
We would stay off the deck because we gotta stay on the side of the dragon.
Okay.
Well, someone's still got a pilot, right? So
Piloting still.
And
around.
Most ships, though, have two ways to pilot, from inside and outside.
Well, what I'm saying is around the helm, I will ritually cast Leomund's Tiny Hut, which is a sphere that prevents anything physical and magical from coming in, and I can color it to pseudo match the coloring of the sandstorm, and it's completely clear for us. So it gives us like a 10-foot dome as long as I stay inside of it. That protects whoever's driving and obscures us on deck.
All right.
Adrian's down below decks trying to maintain the engines going.
Is Adrian suddenly speaking with a Scottish accent?
Aiden?
Oh,
Aiden.
yeah, Aiden.
I'm hearing a Scottish engineer saying, "The ship's cannot hold it any longer.
I wouldn't want to
Give
worry.
it all she got, Captain."
If you see me with my parachute, you probably know it's time to get your own.
All right. The sandstorm begins to buffet the vessel, tossing it through the air. You can tell that piloting it and defending your pilot from the wind was the right call. It probably would not have remained on course otherwise. But those of you within the hut are unaffected. There's just this kind of scattering white noise near constant as thousands of pieces of sand just pellet the dome and the deck around you. Your vision becomes heavily obscured.
Jeez.
Or we have the compass.
Let's just... The air electrifies. A crack of lightning strikes the deck, and all of you can see in the center of it this great fire erupts. The air is strangely magic, more so than you would expect. And the flame coalesces into a creature. And as you guys roll.
Clyde, stop eating things that aren't food.
Life wouldn't be the same without.
Why am I not in the dome?
Well, the good news is he chewed the squeaker out of the tennis balls, so there should be silence until he finds a new thing to destroy.
Good. All right.
Snow, would you still be below decks, or would you be in the dome?
Well, if we had all gone up, I would have gone to the dome.
There's room
but...
for everyone in the dome. It's probably where everyone would be.
Okay.
All right. Azrael's turn.
Does Azrael see the unknown entity thing?
Oh yeah, it's bright. You can see it through the cloud of dust. It's just this like massive creature that has built itself on the deck.
Okay, she'll cast her shadow version of Bless and give a +3 to, or the 1d4 to Snow, Javid, and Briar.
So Javid and Brian.
And Snow. So this kind of feels like you have her symbiote kind of whispering to you, but since she hasn't really told you anything about that, it seems kind of strange. But
That's
it gives you a d4 to saves and attack rolls.
So there's a lot of voices in my head, so one more isn't adding much.
All right,
All right,
that'll be
so
your turn.
you guys can see that there is a fire lamp, or there's a dim glow. However, it is technically invisible to you. So you are technically blinded while you try to see it. So you have disadvantage to attack it.
The fire is invisible?
No, he's just in the sandstorm, so he's heavily obscured. Is that the end of Azrael's turn?
Yes.
Javid's turn.
And I'm trying to if it's heavily obscured, can the creature see through it, or is it are we obscured as well?
Well, you're in the
From
hut,
it.
so it actually doesn't know you're there.
But I think that if I got out of the hut and into the storm, that it would be able to see me, or would I be obscured, or would it see through the heavily obscuredment through some magical means?
I don't know if you would know whether or not it has the ability to see through the sands.
If it hunts in the sandstorm, it would make sense that it's accustomed to the environment.
I'm wondering if it uses dark vision to see through the storm.
So again, dark vision would not really help you here.
Okay.
Dark vision really would not be able to help you be able to see through the sandstorm. It would just make you...
Not pierce the veil of sand. Got it. All right.
So unless you have some kind of blind sight, then you're pretty much... that's it.
I figure if you know what the status is, whether we're equally disadvantaged here or no. So I guess we'll see. Let's see. So if I can't see it, then
You know it's there, but yes, you cannot necessarily see it very well.
Alright, I do need to be able to see to cast Hunter's Mark, but not for favored foe. We'll see if I can hit it. By the way, I obviously will need to step out of the hut to be able to do this. Let's see. I couldn't see, so that was a disadvantage, right?
It would be a disadvantage. The 18 does still hit, though, so go ahead and roll your damage.
All right. And favored foe to that. Not for much though. All right. Well, we're going to just keep shooting at it till we can see what we can do.
All right.
Not doing great with a favored foe yet. All right, one more.
Your arrows punch through the fire elemental and lets out a roar. Do you have 3 attacks?
On the first round of
Gotcha.
combat.
Gotcha. Well, that third one also hits with for another 11 damage.
And then also the red ambusher. There we go. That's a little better. And I think it would be prudent for me to step back inside the hut at this point.
All right.
Beep.
Romney's turn.
Now, so I got a question. Would you allow me to change my initiative to the bottom of the order?
You could ready an action.
Okay. I got to keep the dome up, so I do nothing. Like, there's not even. I guess I'll ready in a melee attack if the dome falls and someone's close enough.
Okay. Snow, your turn.
We have to step outside to attack, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It says creatures and objects can move through it freely. But my understanding of Lehman's tiny hut is the intent is that you cannot just cast the hut and then attack from within it.
Alright. I'm gonna move up here. Insightful fighting it.
Cheshire. It ain't even that real. Quit. Who stopped being a steed?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot at it.
All right.
Oof.
Don't
It
forget,
fails its charisma save, so you do.
add Flash of Genius to the attack.
That's true. So it's 12.
What does your insightful fighting give you?
Sneak attack. Without having to use advantage or need advantage.
Okay. Unfortunately, the 12 does not hit. You're kind of like trying to aim for it. The glow, it's amorphous, and your blast of lightning flies off, and you're not really sure if you hit anything.
All right. That's it.
And Demetari's turn.
Okay. can't see the map, but I'm a autopilot that shit. Firebolt. And pop back the bubble. I feel like 120 feet covers whatever length away it is. Just gonna poke my head out. And...
Okay.
Do we know it's a fire elemental now?
Yes.
Oh, we do? Oh, shit. Sorry.
It is definitely a fire element.
Okay. Chromatic orb. Cold damage.
$17 hits. Go ahead and roll your damage. The glowing white orb strikes the flame elemental, and it seems to spot her for a moment, letting out another roll. It is Amber's turn. I'm guessing you guys would want her to just fly at it and start whacking.
Yeah, sorry. I thought you said Amber, and I was really thrown off.
Did I say Amber? I don't know what I'm thinking of. Briar's turn.
Amber, the Dragon Slayer.
I don't know what I'm thinking of. Alright.
Run out and smack.
Run out and smack. She could probably raid. She's got a lot of.
Yeah, sure, why not?
But still technically at disadvantage, just so you know. So I need you to roll some more.
Twice more. We'll just roll at disadvantage this time.
She's got the genius as well, so she can add a D4 to the attacks.
Sure.
All right. Well, let's. You want to roll a 1d4 and apply it to all of them?
Doesn't. You don't need. That would.
You would
hit.
just need to apply to the 12.
Yeah, the 12 hits with a 3. So 11 damage and 8 damage.
Plus
2, plus 2. So
because we just went up a level.
why plus 6?
She hit twice and 3 on each.
It's always 2. Rage damage is always 2.
Yeah, the rage damage.
No, it's based off of your proficiency.
Don't think you're correct on that one.
I don't think.
Just take a look at her character sheet.
He's right.
It increases with your. It is plus 3 now.
Yep. He's right.
So that would be 14 and 11. All right. And should probably roll on the Bolt of lightning. Make a con save. 1d6 radiant damage and be blind. Fail. It's blind. It was already blinded though. So. And it takes 2. All right.
Interestingly enough, that cancels out our disadvantage, so now it can't see us.
All right. And it's its turn. It is going to make an attack again. The little bug in front of it.
Heaving ball of blood.
Oh, she would have taken 12 fire from hitting. It is going to try to succeeds for 8 damage.
Fire, bludgeoning, what?
7 fire. Just 8 fire damage. And she's also. So until she spends an action to put it. It will take. She will take fire damage at the start of turns. It's gonna use its other attack to punch the ship. Ooh, that's a lot of damage, actually. Oh, never mind. She would have only taken 7 fire damage. See what it was rolling now. All right. The fire elemental, its fist strikes the boards, and there's this great gout of flame that starts to catch and spread across the deck. And the ship takes 11 fire damage and is now ablaze. Aiden's turn.
Well, shoot. I'll go up to him and I'll swing at him twice with my Thunder Gauntlet.
Holy shit, you have a +10.
Yes.
Well, both of those hit for 20.
All right, and he has a disadvantage to attack anyone but me, including the ship.
Okay. The fire elemental is beginning to fade. Its flames are not quite as vigorous as they were when it first struck the vessel. And it would be Azrael's turn.
All right.
We need somebody to keep steering the ship, right?
The ship is being
Demetari took care
buffeted.
of it.
Very, very deliberate.
All right, Azrael will attack twice.
All right. It is unfortunately a straight roll because advantage and disadvantage are just cancel or not cancel. There's no net. 22
That
hits.
is correct.
For another 9.
All right, how's he looking?
Near death.
All right, she'll flurry of blows.
One of her strikes passes through empty air, but the final blow explodes and the fire fades out. However, the vessel is still ablaze.
We need to put it out.
And it would be
Are there
its turn.
buckets of water around? I should think that they might have had.
You guys threw a lot of stuff overboard.
Yeah. Water?
Just list stuff. You don't get rid of water in the desert.
Okay. You can try and find it.
Yeah.
But there are not just buckets of water on the deck.
No. All right.
If I leave the dome drops. So
Correct.
I gotta stay
Yeah,
here.
you stay there and do that. I'll go and look for water.
I'll be right back.
I did
give
not.
me a perception check to find water.
Anybody got create water?
How big is the fire right now?
He just stepped away, but I would assume it's relatively manageable. Do you have control flames?
I don't, but I could try Thunder Wave to like blow it out.
Also gonna do damage to the ship.
Yeah. Might also fan the flame.
I mean, dump literally anything on it other than like oil or pitch,
You know,
wine,
Sand on-
water.
like, can't we just dump sand on it and smother it? Isn't that a thing?
Could
We
we
gotta
got
go down, stop, get sand.
Well, like, you know, our ship should be covered in it.
to say? I'm sure it's been accumulating.
It's not really raining, it's sand.
Yeah, we're saying sand's accumulating,
Oh, yeah.
so we'll just
Try
grab buckets of
smothering
sand
it.
too.
How big is the fire right now?
That big?
Could I attempt to use Thunder Wave to blow it out?
You could attempt. It is. So, Javid, you were able to probably run below decks and grab some water.
Mhm.
Romney's turn. You're assuming
Staying in the dome.
Snow's turn.
I'm gonna grab a empty vessel, scoop sand, and toss it on it.
All right.
Get something on it.
Go ahead and give me an acrobatic. Actually, sorry, it's just a check. You can put it out.
What am I rolling?
Sorry, it's not
20?
a check. You could just use your action to put it out.
Okay, I'm gonna put
So
it
you
out.
douse some of the flames.
I do that.
Dimitari's turn.
So, the dude's dead, and we're just dealing with the fire.
Correct.
Yep.
I mean, I'm staying up then.
All right. Would be Briar's turn. Briar's also on fire.
She
So she's
puts
going
herself out.
She takes 3 fire.
She puts herself out.
And then puts herself. Yeah. Aiden's turn.
All right. I also have absorb elements.
All right. There is. So you are casting absorb element.
Yeah, I'll just suck the fire into the gauntlet.
All right. The flame dissipates. The deck is no longer ablaze. However, I need all of you who are outside of the dome to give me athletics or acrobatics checks. There's a great gust of wind. The ship kind of rocks to one side. All right. Yet again, Snow. You are flung to one side, and suddenly the deck of the ship is not underneath. And you begin to plummet, disappearing over the... You slam against the bulkhead below, and you would take 9 bludgeoning.
Considering the ship my enemy. And it just attacked.
Kind of slamming against the hull, rolling down the side of it towards the peak. Briar, Simmer is cast over the edge, slamming at the side, taking 9 bludgeoning, which is half for her because she's rich. You guys wouldn't have been able to roll. Bless doesn't help with saving throws, correct?
Yes, it does.
Or sorry,
They still have
just
a
checks.
flash of genius on them, right?
That's only for saving throws and checks. This is I guess this would be a...
Or- This is saving they're doing. Right?
Throw an attack roll.
You just normally use checks against at elemental or weather effects, right? It's not saves, it's a check.
It's-
Is it?
I thought checks was against any environmental effect. It was not.
There's some guidance into DMG.
Sure. This would have been acrobatics saving throws, but it's fine. Yeah. I'm guessing you would have rolled a lot lower than a plus 13. I think it would have been worse if it was saves.
And I'm pretty dexterous.
Yeah, you would have gotten a 4 less than that. So the outcome would have been the same. And in fact, with a D4, I don't think either of you could have passed. So save for next time, but also it wouldn't have affected the outcome. You are falling off the ship along with Briar.
Oh, luckily Briar can fly.
She can,
Yeah.
however, she cannot see you. Makes it a tad difficult. I need you to go ahead and give me an acrobatics check, and we'll have Briar give me an athletics check.
My computer just freaked out and closed my window. Sorry, which one?
Acrobatics check. Alright. The two of you tumble down the side and grab hold with your claws and begin pulling yourself back up. The rest of you, as the ship kind of rocks back into position, the two of them are now gone. But a few moments later, they both crawl back over the side of the vessel, narrowly avoiding plummeting to the great beyond. Alright. So, you do have Lehman's tiny hut still. Also, we are out of initiative.
Crawl back into go back into that.
All right, who's hurt? Who needs some love?
I'm a little injured, but I'm okay.
Briar's down some.
I'm all right.
Briar's
I'm
actually
also-
down a lot.
Who's down a lot? Briar?
Yeah.
Just down like what? 30 hit points. That's what I got.
According to the map, she's uninjured.
No,
I'm
that's
barely
because I refreshed her character page and it lost the damage that I had dealt.
Time heals all wounds.
She was at 61.
Alright, well, Romney's gonna show some love.
Alright, so whoever is flying, can I get you to make an Arcana check? Whoever is guiding, can I get you to make Arcana check? Or not Arcana, a survival check. And then anyone who is keeping an eye out for additional threats, can I get you guys to give me perception check?
Reed, what's your survival?
Sorry, +8.
Okay, good.
Put 18 points back on Briar.
The Arcana check to fly the ship is at disadvantage. The survival check, similarly, actually all of these checks are at disadvantage because the perception checks are trying to see through a sandstorm. The Arcana check is trying to fly through a sandstorm, and Javid is trying to guide you through a sandstorm. So.
I mean, can he use the compass as a heading?
Yeah.
With
11.
can it be a straight roll or does it need to stay at disadvantage?
You're attempting to fly through the sandstorm is definitely still disadvantage.
All right.
But I believe Azrael's.
Oh, is she?
20 for Azrael and 15 for Aiden.
20, 15. Snow's got an 11, and Javid has a 13. It seems like your compass, while it is meant to point towards north, that this storm has some kind of strange geomagnetic signature to it. Likely flakes of iron in the sand that have been pulled from the north, sending the needle of your compass spinning wildly in any direction. South is unclear. The vessel remains roughly on what you think might be a clear head, but you're still not sure. The storm begins to pick up. There are more flashes of lightning. The air sends your hair standing on end. Aiden, a flash of lightning just after the vessel, and suddenly there is a great shape in the sand behind you, and it disappears a moment later. Sorry. It is some distance away. You guys would have had time to take another short rest, so if you guys want to spin some hit dice here, this is definitely the time to.
Javid, your friend found us.
Clearly.
Azrael will eat her briar cookie.
Okay, smart. And Briar is at, or not, Briar is at 97 hit. Azrael might want to, not Azrael, Demetari might want to heal. You're back at 65.
I don't.
Nice.
I've stayed out of the way.
No, I was just, for some reason, showing you as injured on mine.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Oh, shit.
The dragon has arrived. And before we actually start fighting the dragon, and the dragon does various things, I think this is probably where we'll stop. So we will fight the dragon after the holidays. And you're all level 9. You should mostly be at full health.
How far can we see the shapes of medium-sized creatures in this sandstorm?
Probably not more than about 15, 20 feet.
All right, I'll try and keep that in mind if I need to emergency attach parachutes to people.
We didn't happen to find diamonds while we were searching the ships, right? Like roughly 300 gold worth or so.
There are gemstones.
I don't know, the DM's ignoring me.
Did you find any diamonds? I don't think so.
Like 300 gold worth of diamonds, possibly.
Don't think so.
I don't think
Doesn't need
unless
to
they
be
were
diamonds,
in the
could be
open,
diamond
yeah.
dust.
Could be diamond dust.
We kind of were busy looking for other things. Probably wouldn't have seen
Yeah, there weren't really any valuables on this
that were
vessel.
out in the open.
Could parachutes not be applied to us during our short rest?
No. It's pretty much a time late thing. You start falling, and then I shoot a parachute at you.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, I hope you guys had fun.
Liam, have you already forgotten Amber Battlehammer, the Dragon Slayer?
That's what I was thinking of. I have not. Well, she was the great grandniece of what was it? The big battle hammer.
Yeah, Born something Battlehammer.
Something like
from the books.